Hello everyone and welcome to the Lucas Bryner Show. So this has been the most requested sport from Mountain Ridge students. So please welcome everyone, Jimmy House from wrestling.
Lucas.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you today, Lucas?
Pretty good. Thank you so much for coming to my show.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
So how much does wrestling really mean to you?
Wrestling definitely means a whole lot to me. With wrestling, I've definitely become a different person. It's taught me, how to push through things, how to overcome adversity. It's definitely done a lot for me as far as making new friends. My wrestling team is definitely my family. All my wrestling teammates are like my brothers. It's taught me leadership, different skills that, that I think will help me later on in life. Basically, without wrestling, I don't think that I would be the person I am today. It's really made a difference in my life.
Okay. And describe your wrestling experience from junior year.
Junior year. Well, this year was actually my first full season of wrestling. The past two years, freshman year was my first year on varsity, and it was just kind of a learning year for me. And my sophomore year, I broke my wrist, and I was out for 6 months in a cast, and I got a couple surgeries, but I was able to come back with a couple weeks left of the season. But I wasn't able to make it to state in that amount of times. But this junior year is when I kind of just decided to, put in all my hard work in the wrestling room and the weight room, and studying film and all that, and really make a difference this year. And basically, I finished the top junior of my weight class. I finished fifth in state. It was the best year I've ever had in wrestling by far out of the 3 years I've been wrestling. And basically, I ended the year off on a good note after all the hard work I put in the off season and during the season. And I just look forward to expanding on my success this year and making an even bigger impact on the wrestling team and placing higher in the state tournament next year.
Okay. And how much does this sport take out of you physically and mentally?
Definitely this sport takes a lot out of you. And that's coming from a person like me who doesn't really cut a whole lot of weight. I've never really had to cut weight too much. Especially, if you're going as hard as you can every single day in that room, day in and day out, you're losing a good 7 to 8 pounds of just sweat of practice, and you're just going to gain that back just to lose it the next day. And especially if you're cutting weight, if you're like 10, 12 pounds over and you're having to lose that weight for every weigh-in, it really takes a toll on your body. And it's hard to get through the whole season, but once you get through the whole season, you did it, and it makes you a stronger person. So definitely, staying awake in class and paying attention and keeping your grades up is really hard. And definitely for all the wrestlers that are able to keep up their grades and maintain success in wrestling, I give tremendous accolades to them for all they're doing and all their effort they're putting in.
Okay. And how can other people become more aware of joining wrestling for the future?
There's several ways on this campus. We have several coaches here. We have Coach Sanello, the JV coach. We have Coach Cooley, one of the counselors you can talk to, and Coach Whitten, who is a head coach who you could talk to for any off-season and summer information if you wanted to try out wrestling. My best advice, if you feel that wrestling would be a sport that you would like to try, definitely try it out in the summer, in the off-season, when it's not the actual season, so you can try it out, see if you like it, get to learn new stuff, so you don't just come into it not knowing anything. So I would suggest talk to some of the coaches around campus, talk to me, talk to any of the wrestlers, and they should be able to help you out if you're interested in joining wrestling, which I suggest because it's a great sport and it teaches you a lot of lessons in life.
Okay. And any special thank yous that you have for over the years for wrestling?
Thank yous definitely for my coaches. I came in to my freshman year not knowing a whole lot about wrestling. I actually wasn't even sure if I wanted to wrestle just because of how demanding it is, but I made a decision, and Coach Whitten actually, all his practices and all his different technique and stuff like that really helped me expand my wrestling and become a better wrestler, as well as one of our assistant coaches, Coach Hilger, who is really close with his wrestlers and makes an effort to really improve their skills, as well as Coach Santinello, who with the JV guys, he really makes a difference for them. And then Coach Cooley, who actually just came in this past summer from Pennsylvania. He came in, he kind of changed the program around, and you could see a noticeable change with everyone. Everyone was different, like changed for the best. Like everyone was, wrestling harder, and he just really made a big difference in the program, especially with me. I can almost guarantee if it wasn't for Coach Cooley, I wouldn't have placed as high as I did in the state tournament this year. So I really want to thank him for that, and as well as just my parents for supporting me throughout the season, and all my teammates for being there for me. And and then Coach Suin, who is also the assistant coach on our team, who does help a lot with us.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
For
Lucas.
being in my show.
You're welcome.
And I hope next year will be an astounding year for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And that is all the time that we have here on the Lucas Bryner Show. But before I go anywhere, this has been the last episode of the Lucas Bryner Show. And the next time you'll see me on here, I will give my final thoughts and also any final and my future plans for college as well. So do you want to say it together?
Thanks for watching the Lucas Bryner Show. Everyone give a hand for Lucas right here. Everyone.